Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video for a new mech from myself, Critical Rocket. We're looking at the Roughneck, just released on April 18th, 2017. It is the first just mech that was ever made for the game with no particular rhyme or reason until it gets made canonical, and then my opinion will change. So at this point, it's a load lifter that has been modified. It's not too different from what's been established in previous Battletech lore, but those were usually not as heavily armed as the Roughneck is. You saw my build earlier. This drop, I was running it with an AC-20, 2 machine guns, and 2 Streak 2s. It's pretty much... It can have a laser, it can have one, which is in the head. All of the builds have a variation on a theme, which is a mix of ballistics, a single laser or 2 lasers, and some missiles. So it carries a little bit of everything. Outside of that, it is El Genera mech. It's got high-mounted ballistics hardpoints, which are obviously very desirable for a lot of players. It's got plenty of ballistics hardpoints to play around with on most of the builds. 3, I think, is the minimum. And it's got, obviously, its option for some hard-hitting SRM action, and the laser... The placement of the laser is probably the only drawback. You'd probably turn that into a tag thing or a pulse laser, or maybe not even use it at all like I did for this build. And yes, I am running custom builds on the Roughneck because it isn't canon, so I can do whatever the hell I like with it. And it's probably what I'll end up doing, just dicking around with builds until something is established within the books there. So is it good? 65 ton heavy? It's alright. As I said, it's Genera mech. It does a little bit of everything, and it's got some decent hard points. So I'm sure if you picked it up, you're already having a pretty good time with it. I'm not sure why the Innisphere needed another heavy. Yeah, I picked that Battlemaster, just got instantly wiped out there. I'm not sure why the Innisphere needed another heavy. There's already quite a few, and there's some very well established ones for things like community warfare. You've only got to drop in that, and you see things like grasshoppers and warhammers quite regularly in there, and they do a pretty good job. Did they need another ballistics mech? Probably not. But yeah, it's there. It's okay. I didn't really look at the quirks for the mech. It's pretty. It's the Roughneck. Yay! We rewarded an artist for doing his job. Next up, we're going to give an architect a house for designing one. Yeah, I know some people are going to defend this and they're going to say, oh, you know, he is a really good artist. He is, but I mean, let's face it, he's paid to draw mechs, and he does a very good job of it. And I just don't know why, out of all things, out of the hundreds of Pokemechs that we have options to add to the game, we had just a random new one created. Animation-wise, it's very pretty. The art team always do a very good job in game. The cockpit's actually quite cool. I do like the idea. They've captured the idea of a load-lifting kind of industrial mech. Obviously, the real draw of industrial mechs was the fact that those things came with like chainsaws in the arms and huge grappling hands, but with no melee combat, that doesn't really play any part in the mech, unfortunately. The arms have got low-slung ballistics, so be careful of that when you're shooting at things. Just trying to fill time here, basically, because it's the Roughneck. Wubba 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 wub. That's it, guys. So I just comment on the match. There's a king crab. Yeah, oh, he's getting shot a bit. There's a warhammer. Oh, he hit me good there with his non-warhammer build. And oh, the Varg was on my team in this match. He was running a Roughneck. Varg did pretty good in this match, better than me anyway. Is that a difficult thing to achieve? Nah, I'm sure the comments will let me know. Yeah, that guy hit me with lasers. I think that was a grasshopper. There's that building. Oh, there's a Nova. I think I hit this guy with about 60 points of damage from AC-20. It doesn't even phase him. I mean, he powers down and I shoot him point blank. It's nah. Fuck you, buddy. AC-20 what? You know, and I shoot him again. Still not. He's not even lost his armor. He's still going. And yeah, that's it. He's powered down again. Overheated. Shoot him again. So what have I done? About 80? Close to 100 points of damage across his mech? Yeah. Didn't drop him. That's a medium. Hit detection or just fucked mechanics, I don't know. Ooh, those pesky Arctic cheaters. Yeah, run him off. Yeah, this match is winding down now, as you can probably tell from the score. So we're going over to the more interesting aspect of this. Oh, get a kill, and once again, harken to my K2 gameplay. Recently, I killed the Timberwolf just before I died. Ah, there it goes. I painted it black and yellow so it would be like some kind of industrial thing. Keep him with the theme. And yeah, this is pretty much on that. So next up was the more the more interesting addition to Mech Online with this patch, Incursion. This is a game type that's currently only in public queue. It's not in faction. It's on the cards to be added to Faction Warfare at a later date. So Incursion is a variation of Assault, I guess. It was what Assault was originally going to become, but then they changed it and turned it into a new mode. So this is this game type on Crimson. And the idea is you both have bases that have towers and that do different things, like they jam or they call in a dropship to attack the enemy. And I think there's another one, I forget what that one does. It might be, a scanning. It does like a scan across the map and reveals enemies. And they're all depowered, so you have to run to the points that you saw sort of middle area of the map. And they have power cells, and you pick them up, and then you bring them to a tower back in your base, and that powers up that tower, and then you get that ability for about 2 minutes. It's got destructible walls, which is what you can see there. There's one of the turrets, and it's both teams have exactly the same thing. And I'm a little confused. I thought this could have been an asymmetrical mode, would have made a bit more sense. So one team has a base to protect, and the defenders have to risk sending, lights or fast-moving mediums out to go grab the cells, but obviously the attacking team can try and jump them, and that would give them a little advantage if they can kill them in time. But no, we've got a mode where both teams have this same base, and they both run around picking up batteries, basically, and powering up a base, while the rest of the team just do the usual thing. They just slug it out on the field. Yep. It could have been interesting. It could have been a fun mode. This is the one Dropper did of it so far. It was a little confusing. There were a couple of guys in chat who weren't really sure what was going on or what they were supposed to be doing at first. It's not massively clear. I'm still in the Roughneck, as you probably guess. This one I decided to change up the AC-20 to 2 AC-5s. And some SRM2s instead of streaks, and kept the machine guns because I like the machine guns, and so just went with something with slightly better range and a bit more ammo. But as you'll see from my lack of aim, it's just as well I had that ammo, because Christ, I couldn't hit broadside of a barn. It's also clearly not quirked for firing AC-5s because its rate of fire is terrible. Maybe I should have fired it chain. Someone will probably type, "You should have fired it chain, would have been much quicker." Yes, I know, terrible ballistics. So you can see their base over there, and in a little bit you should see a friendly dropship. Although it looks like a dropship from a Faction Warfare match flying over. It will be. It's a Leopard class, and it just kind of hovers over the base and just sort of sprays everything with laser fire and then flies off. Bit strange, because I don't really remember ever reading of dropships just sort of hovering over a place, and there it is. You can see it now. And you should see the lasers sort of ping off it a little bit. If you didn't, I think it happens again in like about 30 seconds or something, because it lasts about 2 minutes every time. Now we're being jammed. It's not by ECM because they powered up one of their towers, and that has it's basically a very wide ECM effect. So there's a reason to power that tower up. I think the objective of the game is also to blow all the stuff up inside the base, but we didn't win when we did that, I don't think. There are these 4 flags that represent mobile field bases, which is a new texture, a new model, which it looks kind of cool. There you go, there's the dropship, and I think it's firing at a couple of things there, and then it just sort of zooms off. Would have been nice with maybe, if you're going to use a dropship, maybe a Union class. That would look kind of cool. But yeah, it's you blow up the mobile bases and you might win. I'm not sure. We did that much later on. Spoilers, we win. Wasn't quite sure what was going on. is the main thrust of it, to be honest. I'm sure the mode will probably develop as people get used to it. Well, it'll develop one of two ways. Either people will go, fuck me, no, not Incursion, I'd rather play Escort, or, oh, fuck me, I don't want to play Escort, let's play Incursion. I think that's probably how it's going to go. It would probably be interesting to see how this plays in Faction Warfare with the respawns, as it feels like it's a mode specifically built around this kind of back and forth base assault mechanic, with losing teams falling back within their base, and the other team who have the advantage sort of blowing up the walls and, you know, creating new ways in. With a single life, there's not really enough time to be that kind of tactical. I'm sure in the future, obviously, once people get used to where placement of the bases are on the map and stuff, you'll probably get light mech groups charging around, blowing a hole in one of the walls and running in and blowing everything up in the base, and maybe that's a quick way of winning. Not quite sure, as I said. It was a bit kind of odd. I think everybody in this drop, including myself, were just sort of like, aha, yeah, let's just shoot each other outside the bases, which is what happened. I think the bases might have the LRM turrets, I'm not sure, because I kept getting LRM fire, but I didn't see where it was coming from. Definitely they have that tower, that's what's in effect at the moment for the ECM. You can see what ones are active at the top of the screen, including the number of flags that are remaining. I guess that represents bases. Yeah. There's a little timer so you know how long the dropship's going to be attacking you. I'm shooting one of the bases now. I know it's kind of difficult to see, but that's one of the mobile field bases. You can see when one's being attacked, you can see the little flag of that one flashing to represent, but with no idea of where specifically that's placed within your base, within the map. The flashing flag doesn't really tell you which section of the base they're in. Maybe something that could highlight on the screen, as a, you know how you can do help me and it will now show on the map with the grid reference of where you are. Maybe if it had the mobile base sort of communicate that with you and highlight it on your HUD. Oh yeah, this Marauder 2 decided he was just gonna like face hump me so he could get the kill. So, you know, teamwork. Thanks, buddy. He really saved me from that nearly dead summoner. Whew, I was nail biting stuff there, but he had to just shove his way in to get that kill. You have to let me know in the comments whether the rewards for picking up energy cells is worth it as well, because I know they adjusted a few things. I also, if I remember correctly, this is also the patch that gave you rewards for AMS protecting other players and a couple of other bonuses like that. So they've finally sort of started to give you bonus XP and C-bills for sort of, you know, being a support player rather than just being a killer or a scout or whatever you want to do, you know, a target spotter. So you can see the new base thing there as well. I'm shooting a turret at the moment, but yeah, the new mobile field base for this match is there. It's quite big and it's got, you know, it blows up quite nice, little mushroom cloud. So must have some nukes on board. And there goes one of the towers, I think. There's a lot to sort of get used to with the mode. I'm sure anyone who played the PTS will sort of already know all this shit, but I think far more people never played it, and sort of like myself were just kind of like, okay, let's go here, let's shoot that. What's that do? You can see the dropship is also firing on this Arctic cheetah. But basically, he done fucked. And I get the sneaky SRM2 shot in the second. There he goes. And then we win, I think. I think we get the win. Yeah, it might have been. I can't really tell. I think it's because we destroyed everything, but I can't really say. So that was the Roughneck and the new game type. Let us know what you think, and thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. Critical Rocket signing out.